how's everyone doing today? This is Jason with the Smooth Jazz Sax School. Before we begin, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified when I put out new videos. In a previous video, I showed you guys how to play the major scale in thirds. If you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and click the link in the description section so you can see it. But in that video, I showed you guys how to play the major scale in thirds. And I also talked briefly about the importance of playing technical exercises throughout the full range of the saxophone. In this video, I'm going to show you guys another way to play the major scale pattern in thirds. And then I'm going to teach you guys how to use it when improvising. But first, I'm going to show you guys how the pattern sounds. And then after that, I'll show you guys, teach you guys the notes of the pattern. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to demonstrate the pattern in the key of G major for alto. And so if you're playing tenor or soprano, that's going to be the key of C major for those instruments. I'll have the notes on the screen, but you can go ahead and click the link below in the description section so you can download this pattern in all 12 keys. So here's how the pattern sounds. All right, so the pattern starts out at high G and goes down to the G an octave below if you're playing alto saxophone. If you're playing tenor or soprano, it's going to start from the high C and go to the C an octave below. Okay, now I'm going to be calling out the notes for the alto, but I'll also have the notes for the tenor and soprano sax on the screen. So I'm going to show you guys how the pattern is created. And like I said earlier, the pattern is formed based off of the G major scale. Okay, so first what we're going to do, we're going to name the notes of the G major scale going down. Okay, and those notes are G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, and G. From there, we're going to go up a third from each note in that scale. Okay, so we'll have G to B, F sharp to A, E to G, D to F sharp, C to E, B to D, A to C, and then G to B. These notes right here are the foundation of the pattern that I'm about to show you guys. So let's go ahead and form the pattern. So the first third interval will go up. So that will be G to B. Okay, the second third interval will go down. So instead of playing F sharp to A, we're gonna do A to F sharp. Okay, so the first third interval goes from G to B. The second third interval goes backwards, goes downwards. So instead of doing F sharp to A, we're gonna do A to F sharp. And that's the pattern that we're gonna follow. That's a pattern that we're gonna follow throughout the entire pattern. Okay, so it'll sound like this on alto. It will be like this on alto. So you have G A F. I'm sorry, G A F sharp. Okay, E G F sharp D, C E D B, A C B G. Okay, and if you're playing tenor or soprano, I'm going to call out those notes real quickly. You have C, E, D, B, A, C, B, G, F, A, G, E, D, F, E, C. Some people don't understand the importance of playing patterns and technical exercises because they don't see how you can incorporate it with your playing and with your improvising, right? They don't see how you can incorporate it with music, period, right? But if you're one of those people, right, I highly suggest that you change your mind because you want to get these patterns under your fingers, because if you get these patterns under your fingers, it'll allow you to have more control over your instrument, and it also allow you to play more accurately on your instrument. They also open a lot of possibilities when improvising. So one way that this pattern can be used is over a major chord, right? It can be used over a major chord because the pattern is based off of the major scale, right? And the major scale can be played over any major chord. So that's probably the most obvious way you can see that this pattern be used. Another chord that this pattern can be used is over a minor chord. This works great over the minor chord because the notes of the natural minor scale are the same exact notes of its relative major scale, right? So every major scale has a relative minor scale. And in order to find the relative minor scale for that major scale, you want to go down a minor third. So for example, if you are playing the G major scale, to find the relative minor for G major, you need to go down a minor third, and that minor third will be E. Okay, so you'll be playing the E minor scale. The notes of the E natural minor scale are E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, and E, right? So those notes are the same exact notes as the G major scale. The G major scale notes are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, right? So the same exact notes, we just started on different notes, right? So E minor scale is the relative minor of G because it has the same exact notes. And this is why we can play this G major pattern over an E minor chord. So let me go ahead and demonstrate how this pattern can be played over the major scale and the minor scale. So I'll be playing a backing track with this pattern. The first chord I'm going to use, the major chord that I'm going to use is the G major chord for alto, right? And then we're going to go down to E minor chord, same thing for alto. So from G major to E minor. Okay, if you're playing tenor, those chords are going to be C major to A minor. Okay, so for alto, we're going to use the G major pattern, and for tenor, we're going to use the C major pattern. So as you can see, this pattern works over both major and minor chords. Okay, so but now when we're improvising, we don't just want to play the pattern as is because it won't sound creative and it'll just sound like we're playing an exercise, right? So we want to incorporate this pattern with other musical phrases, other melodies, other patterns, other licks that we may have in our vocabulary already. So here's how we can incorporate this pattern while improvising. Okay, so I'll use the same chords as before, which is G major to E minor. And if you listen closely, make sure you listen closely to see where I've inserted pieces of this pattern into the improvisation. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Improvisation can be learned by developing your vocabulary of scales, patterns, and licks. Okay, so make sure you learn this pattern so that you can incorporate it into your vocabulary. To download the PDF for this pattern, go ahead and click the link below in the description section to visit our resource library. I'll see you guys next time.